And okay, great. So yeah, George mentioned a little bit about your product, and yeah, maybe you can share a little bit more about what you're working on, and we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a global database for freelance entertainment industry people. Um, it's on the phone, which is most of these things are on a website. This is on the phone, which allows for geolocation. So it's color profiles. There's intro videos. There's a bio where you can put website, direct contact information. We're not trying to hide people's information. We're not selling people's contact information. This is for the people, by the people. If you're a camera operator in a small market, it's another tool for you to be found by traveling productions, or local productions for that matter. News productions that have a breaking news story that need somebody to go film something. Those are some of the ideas. And it's all free. Eventually it will be monetized, but for crew and for talent, we always want it to be free for those people. For services and maybe possibly for locations down the road, because a lot of people are going to say, well, how are you going to make money? So, that's how, but it's never going to be talent and it's never going to be crew.
So right now, like what happens with, like, let's say somebody who's like you said, an actor, and they have it installed, they're on a production and stuff like that. So are we saying then that when instead of getting the physical call sheet, that they're getting a notification from the app, or how does that work?
Excuse me. So if you're an actor, if you're a model, and you create a profile, or if you're behind the camera, whoever you are, you're joining a database, and that's it. And it might not sound great when you say it that way, but we don't promise jobs to anybody. We don't promise any of that. But what we promise is free exposure. I would love for actors to sign up. I think extra and background work is where this would really work for.
Yeah, definitely.
Feature films and things like that. If it's independent, if it's indie film, and you're out in the desert, you're a small, or you're young, or you're startup, or you're just an independent filmmaker, and you need somebody, you want to shoot a desert scene out in Barstow, for instance, and you need an actor, then you can find somebody this way immediately. The idea is that it's immediate connectivity to people in this industry. And for the person that makes their profile, it takes about 5 minutes, and then there's not a whole lot to do unless you just want to connect with like-minded people. There's in-app chat. If you are, for instance, and this is, we're very new, but it's already working. And I'll give you a great example. A gal in San Francisco is a special effects makeup artist and film. And there's another gal in Atlanta who does the same thing. They've been chatting to one another within the app because the gal in San Francisco may want to relocate to Atlanta. And she's saying, hey, how is it over there? Is there a lot of work in film? So maybe not necessarily it's always about getting jobs. It's about this connectivity. And it's about the instantaneous ability to connect. Now, if you're the filmmaker and you're in San Francisco and you need a special effects makeup artist, then within seconds, you can, via the app, put your location, put who you're looking for, whether it's special effects makeup, hair, first AC, second AC. You can choose that specifically, and you can search for those people based on their location. And that's the idea. Whether it's for work today, tomorrow, 3 weeks from now, or if it's just a communication. It's for freelance people to connect with one another, and for independent film people, or even the bigger productions. Who knows? I think that it can be extremely useful. And again, I just think it's really great that it's free. And I want it to remain that way. We'll worry about making money down the road. Right now, we want critical mass, and we want this to be a working tool for people that want to work in this industry.
Awesome. Yeah, and then in terms of the app itself and stuff like that. So how did you get involved with it? Like what was the like kind of the story with your involvement with
Sure. If I think I understand your question to be why, basically why did I make it or what was my involvement? I live in Los Angeles and I worked, and I still do from time to time work with Volt Media Fix, and
Okay.
we're fixers. And we would have film crews come from England that want to film in LA and want to film in Southern California, Las Vegas, all around the region. So it would be my job many times to not only find locations and things like that, but to find staff and to fill our call sheets. How many times would we show up to set and say, we need at least 2 more PAs and
Right.
we need another driver, and our first AC is ill or he didn't make it or whatever it is. And these
Sure.
things would happen all the time. And so I would see the producer, I would see the director go to Facebook, which is still happens every day. I see it. Hey, does anybody know somebody?
Right.
And then when I first moved to LA, like we all do, I went to be an extra. And you go and you pay $100 for your headshots, and you wait in a long line, and you go and you sit in front of this lady, and and it's just this ridiculous, archaic process.
Yeah.
These kids, they move to LA and they live out here and they drive an hour and a half to Hollywood and they wait in line and they spend all this money, spend all this time just to go into some
to make $8 an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
I know,
Yeah, and to go on a database that is literally paper in somebody's pull-out drawer file. Yeah. And I said, there's got to be a better way for these kids to get some exposure and to break into this industry. And it really started that way with thinking about extras and really lower level thing. And I said, but wait a minute, why not everybody? Why not everybody that's freelance worker? And I chose the film industry because one, it's great, it's awesome, and I was living it and I was in it, and two, because it's just really any freelancer is always looking for an edge or looking for a way to find new and free exposure. And then as I lived it and I saw how old the system really is still to this day, how people find one another. And I completely understand people wanting to work with people that they know or that have been vouched for by friends of their own. However, vetting, everybody has to be vetted at one point or another. So
definitely,
that's how it started. That's how it began. And I just, so many talented people out there go unnoticed or undiscovered because they didn't grow up knowing the producer, or they're not the director's stepsons, whatever. And that will always exist, especially in Hollywood. But so all of that being said, I would see some of my friends who are very higher up and working on huge productions from BBC, National Geographic, all of these things. And let's say they're in Nashville and they would say, we need an armorer, or we need a set medic, or we need 2 extra camera operators. And they would literally go to Facebook and go that way. And these are people that are higher up of some of the bigger production companies in the world. So I said, well, why can't I find a way for the production companies that I know that travel from Los Angeles to Nashville or New Orleans? These are bigger markets. Let's say even smaller markets than that, Scottsdale, Arizona. What about the camera operators there? So I made the app, despite a lot of people saying, finding reasons to not do it. I made it and it's working. And right now we've got profiles from Scottsdale. We've got profiles from Rotterdam, the Netherlands. We've got profiles from London, Vancouver, all over Atlanta, the US. It's awesome. And we're very young. We're in our infancy, but I've already seen it work. People are chatting with one another. And eventually, I don't see why independent filmmakers can't find the people that they need immediately. Immediately. And
Hey, Jeff, I want to throw in on this. When I found you, it was because I was traveling as a producer, as an independent producer, and looking for crew.
There you go.
I'm out there, I'm filming, I'm doing my thing, and my makeup artist on my drive from Denver to Phoenix was like, I got my appendix burst. And I'm like, okay, well, this is my new normal now. I got a new makeup artist. Like, that just happened. And it's like, well, fuck it. We just now have to figure that out. So I'm getting on the phone, I'm calling people, I'm tweeting, I'm doing this and that and whatever. It's just like, okay. And then, I came across you. I didn't use your service for this particular time, but I'm happy that we found each other because of, it was that pain that I had, and you had a solution for my pain as an independent producer.
That's correct.
And that's the thing is, the reason companies work, the reason businesses work is because pain is relieved. And myself and John were always looking for that. As like, who relieves this pain? And so you provide a solution, and you keep mentioning industry. And to me, the industry is the independent film industry. It's feature film world and independent film world is like automobiles and motorcycles. They're both vehicles, but they're fucking different.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just two different things.
Sure.
And so this is where you're giving, you mentioned Nat Geo and BBC. This is where you give a guy like me, an independent producer that just needs 2 or 3 guys, the same flexibility and power as a Nat Geo or BBC. The reason an indie guy like me can't get, the people I need is because of budget all the time. I'm like, damn, dude, I got $150 for the day or $250 for the day or whatever. And I think this platform gives me an opportunity to at least pitch my offer to that independent worker and say, hey, dude, let's at least build this relationship. We've seen each other on this platform on working on CallSheet.work, for 3 months now, 5 months, whatever it is. But now I can offer you $200 for 3 hours to be a makeup artist here in this thing. She might do it and she might be very happy, but I otherwise would not have that opportunity to even pitch my offer. And that's what this is doing is saying, hey, let's create a platform that I now have the juice, like, Nat Geo on BBC. They're not going to have a problem finding that person because they have a big, fat, nasty budget.
Yeah.
I have a problem last minute finding somebody because I can't just make that crazy offer. I got to know somebody to know somebody. It's like, hey, dude, this is my bro. Hook it up. And realistically, it's not even a hookup. Like that independent filmmaker truly appreciates that $150 to $200 or $300 for the day to work because they're looking at, hey, that's a decent day rate for a few hours. They're not working 12 hours, not killing themselves. They're coming in, they're doing their specific job. I'm getting what I need. They're getting what they need. And then a relationship is formed. I mean, it takes a long time to build these relationships.
That's the key word, George, is relationship. And apps like this that allow people to build relationships organically is really, like people use Facebook, but for the most part, as Phil, is that your name? Or
Jeff Curtis.
I missed your name. Really.
My name's Jeff.
Oh, Curtis. Oh, Jeff.
Yeah.
And basically, things like Facebook really are broadcast to too general crowd. And so having an app that like really helps you to, narrow down like the people that are interested and you develop these relationships, that's really the key. And really, I can speak from, I've done background work and stuff for a number of years. So I know, just one of the key things that like you as a background actor, you always wonder is, am I going to get screwed out of pay? That's because you're constantly living on the edge because you're making just enough to kind of pay your bills and stuff. Yeah. And these guys, I've seen it happen also different times that they get on a production that's, the one-off that like, they don't know the people, stuff like that. And then they end up getting screwed because of the fact that like, it's like, well, these people got your time. They basically said they were paid, but then like for one reason they're like, oops, sorry, and stuff like that. But then if you build these relationships, you avoid that. If you have something that like where you have a network of people and they can vet for each other and stuff like that, a production company can, like George said, basically get their word out more easily because, you have that social proof then of who you're connected to and, who is a legitimate producer versus one that's like kind of just, who is this guy kind of thing. So
see, so John, you're going dead on with, having the opportunity to network and build that. I like to change the wording for our indie creatives. We're all producers here, so we know the artists, the actors, we love them. Sure. These guys, they don't think business all the time, and networking terrifies our people, okay? Our little lovely creatives, our actors and models and these types are just like, oh, networking. Sure. But it's supposed to be making friends. You're just making a new buddy. You're just making a pal. You know, like this is somebody that you're possibly going to do something with. That's all we're doing.
Sure.
Now, you know, on the side over here where an independent filmmaker can get involved, Jeff, what do you think a film student could do with your app? You know, let's talk about these film students. They're out here. They really need some platform like this. Tell me how they could really take advantage of what you got going on.
Absolutely. So I think that there's two sides of this for film students. For the people producing, this is a tool that will allow you to find like-minded people. You know, I'll backtrack, excuse me, just a little bit. The BBCs of the world, they're not going to find their director of photography on CallSheet. They're
Right.
not. Right. But the guy or the girl out of film school that wants to make a 15-minute short might find their DOP on CallSheet. This is this is for. And so, you know, the camera operator and the director of photography, you make a profile and it's free and it's easy and it's cool. There's photos. You can put direct links. So for the crew and for those people and for talent, it's another platform. It's another place to send somebody to say, look, here I am. What's really exciting about it is that it is from geolocation. So small market, Fresno, for instance, or, you know, anywhere like that. If a film crew's rolling in, whether it be huge or small or a two-man group or independent, which we really love the independent people because that's who this is really, really for. Those people now are on a map in this database. And this is my hope. We're very in our infancy. We've got about 65 profiles. And we want to add about, you know, 3 or 4 zeros onto that over the next year. So that now those people have their profile. So there's two sides. So you're a camera operator or whatever you are, makeup, these things, you have your profile and here you are and you've got your phone all the time. Everybody has their phone. And now you're in this database to where somebody like yourself, George, who is a filmmaker who's on their way to Las Vegas, has a mishap and says, I need a makeup person tomorrow. You pull up the app. Is it okay if I just do a quick demo?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay. So you would pull up the app and, okay, so it's not the best looking thing here. This is just the main feed, okay? You can see this guy's in Auckland, New Zealand, which is really great.
First AC.
Yeah, first AC, second AC.
Field producer, camera op, PA runner. That's fucking great, man.
And Las Vegas, okay? So now you click on his profile, and here he is. You've got his day rate. You've got the jobs.
Day rate on there, too. That's great.
You've got everything that he runs. You've got his IMDb. You've got his Vimeo feed.
Super.
You've got all of these things. His last job, a couple additional photographs. Not everybody does the intro video, but there's a 3-second intro video. You can always message this person. And the beautiful thing is okay, you find this guy, and within seconds, you can immediately chat with him. You can immediately send a chat. There's another page that I would love to show you too, because it's the actual search page. And you can go in and specifically choose Las Vegas, and you can say specifically, I need makeup.
Dude, Jeff, you have to start marketing this as the Uber of film talent.
Yeah.
The Uber of indie film talent. That's it. Forget it. And when you're out, Jeff Curtis is in.
That's it, man. That's it. Well, that's what we're going for. And you know, and it is, man. And I saw too many times talented people sitting at home, and they should be out there working. They should be out there working, and they should be out there doing what they love. Because as you said, George, there's going to be, I foresee this app working for every echelon of people. But you know, not everybody's. You know, you're freelancer. You meet somebody like yourself, and you just send them a text and say, "Hey, are you free tomorrow? Or are you free next week? Here's the film I'm doing. Okay, well, tell me about the film. Okay, I like it. Okay, I like it. And maybe no money is exchanged. Maybe you do it because you guys like each other. You build a relationship. You make a friendship. Maybe you're going to Anchorage, Alaska in 3 weeks, and you find a guy and you say, hey, I don't know if we're going to be able to work out, but who, do you know somebody, or who's your favorite rental house?
Mm-hmm.
And so the geolocation, I think, is what completely sets us apart. It's on your phone. Wherever you are, you can be discovered. Also, even if you're on holiday.
Moving forward, with small businesses, us here, John and myself, we always talk about the young entrepreneurs and all of these filmmakers. I'm not on a quest to be Steven Spielberg or something like that. I love video. I just love creating stuff and pop shot, get it out there. That's my thing. I just love producing a lot. I just love doing massive amounts of stuff. I don't need to sit here and do this creative masterpiece. For me, my masterpiece is being able to accomplish a lot. So
Right.
A lot of these filmmakers that are graduating from the Art Institute, the Los Angeles Film School, New York Film Academy, whatever it is, you have some film degree, you're pretty proficient in shooting and editing and whatever else, being a visionary looking forward. Digital technology is not something like, oh, let's hire the filmmaker. It's just some guy that knows a lot of stuff now. The one indie guy like me, I do a lot, and I'm not alone in this thing. There's a lot of me out there.
Sure.
And so, that being said, every mom and pop shop now, whether you're selling flowers, you're a mechanic, you're whatever it is that you do, you just need a guy like me. You just need some independent filmmaker type.
Yeah.
And, let's call it a video producer, editor, whatever, content creator.
YouTube videos and commercials and everything. Yeah.
And so these guys now, they can even, classify themselves as content producers and then have a share link there and share their stuff to everybody. Does your small business need the all-in-one guy that can come in, shoot and edit and create your content and write your blogs and do all that? Because the guys like me, we do all that. And it's not like a crazy thing. It's just a normal thing. We just grew up with it,
Yeah.
So now it's not only is it, for the filmmakers database, for the independent filmmakers, what you got going on, it also becomes kind of like a monster.com, HR platform for all these independent content producers for these small businesses.
Sure. Absolutely. And, as we grow this, we want this to be basically what an industry standard and a place where people can show who they are with the click of a button. We want businesses to be able to say, we just want a short YouTube video, as you said. Who do we do? Where do we call? Where do we go? Well, you can pull it and the pin drops and you say, this guy's right around the corner, and you can watch a 5-second intro video. You can see who they are. You can go to links to their website and everything's there. It's kind of funny. I tried to do some advertising on Craigslist and they wouldn't allow it.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I laugh because I think we feel threatened because I'm a free listing service and they're a free listing service, but I've got photos and mine's just a little bit nicer. If it's all right, can I show you? Let's go back to a couple of days ago, George, when you were on your way to Las Vegas and you needed a makeup person.
Yes.
All right, so I've just hit the search button. I'll try to get this to where it's not too glary. I've hit the search button. Okay. Now you'll just have to trust that I come down here and I choose in the art department, hairstylist and makeup. You see the 2 check marks there?
Yep.
And then I come down here to use a new location to this. And I type Las Vegas, and I set my space. And now I'm going to hit search, and I'm now searching CallSheet's global database for people that fit that description. And now the pin has dropped, so that means okay, we've got somebody. I hit the pin, and there's our guy, Tyler Joseph. These are real profiles. This is a real guy. And now let's hit this, and now boom, there's his information. He's got a video, he's got his day rate, which obviously can be negotiable. He gives his whole little bio, who he is. I've done this, I've done that. There's some photographs of the work that he's done. And then within 2 seconds, we needed a hair and makeup guy in Vegas. And now we can say, hey, are you free? Send it to him. He'll get a ping. And within seconds, literally, you just found a potential hair and makeup guy in Las Vegas within seconds.
Yeah. Also, if I find him on CallSheet.work, I respect their hustle because that means they're out there trying to get work.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
not just some dirtbag. It's not some hump out there. It's like somebody really applying themselves and putting themselves on all the different sites.
That's right.
So if I find you here, then it's like you're in the right place.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that's
I want to
it.
work with
That's
you
it.
already. It gives you another little check.
It gives you another little check mark, and you know you can speak to them. You can ask them who they know, what have they done. You can ask them to do videos, and all of this can happen within seconds, which I think is the most important thing. It's a now type of thing, isn't it? When you're filming, what if you only have a location for 3 hours? Somebody's been nice enough to give you a location, but the time's ticking, and you're short a camera person, or you're short this or that, or so that's the idea. And I hope that demo displays how powerful this can really be. It worked well because I personally know that there's a couple hair and makeup people in Las Vegas. It's not going to work that well for everywhere right now because we're brand new. We need people to sign up for this, and I don't see why they wouldn't. It's free, and it's free exposure, and I think it's going to be really, really, really good.
If you're a filmmaker trying to get work, you need to sign up on every possible thing that does get you work. But this happens to be something that's good. This happens to be something that's functional.
Right.
And, just because it's in the infancy stages doesn't mean that it's bad. Like, that's why they should be getting on it. They should be getting at the ground level.
Even better. Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
And we've considered incentives for the early oncomers, and keeping people in line. We keep track of all that. When I say I just want people to know and understand, this isn't some big corporation. This isn't some big business. This is me and my developer. And there's two of us. There's two.
The guy hiding in the dark room, right?
Yeah, the guy hiding in the dark room who, when I asked if he wanted to do this, he said, "You're out of your fucking mind." But that's a developer. And so anyway, it's just me. But I think that this thing can be absolutely massive. Obviously, I want to have a great success with it, but I want it to work. I think that the current way that these things take place is archaic, if I use that word again. I think that web-based listing sites are old and they're inefficient. They're slow. This is, again, I think the things that really set this apart from all these other listing services, I would say that there's three things that really set it apart. The geolocation, I think, is just absolutely massive. You're going somewhere out of town and you need people and you've never been to this city. It's geolocation. Nobody else is doing that. Two, it's immediate connectivity. Now we're working through some things. A lot of people, for some reason, have denied permission to receive notifications. And we're working on a way to reach those people to say, look, the app doesn't really work if you don't allow us to give you a little ping when you receive a message, because it's now business. So we're working through, and again, feedback, everything's good. We're going to build this and we're not giving up. So, but the majority of people say yes to the location permission, and the majority of people say yes to notifications, because otherwise the app becomes like a website where you send an email to somebody and you never ever hear from them. So anyways, that's something that we're working on. Android, and by the way, this is only on iPhones right now. I promise you, Zach, my developer, our developer, is feverishly
you gave us his name. Now he's done.
I know, man. I know. He's feverishly working to get Android, and we expect there to be an Android product within 1 week. So
if you got it on iOS, you hit the biggest hurdle. So the Android will be a lot easier for getting past their credentials. So.
Yeah. So and we're learning ways to do it, and social media is an incredible reach. And
hey, Jeff, I just thought of a way you can make money too. Whatever city somebody clicks on, let's say somebody clicks on Las Vegas, and I'm a producer. I'm coming in. I don't know anything about Vegas. I've never shot there before. You can have a permits for city, city, county, and state the permitting and licensing requirements and all the forms, yeah, I got to pay you $5.99 automatic download for any city. But that takes a lot of time. As a producer, that takes a shitload of time to go gather all that information.
Permits
so if you have it gathered up
things.
by city and I click it one time and you just automatically get me a PDF email with all 5 or 10 documents that I need, I'll pay you $6 for that.
Yeah, sure. That's a brilliant idea. In fact,
talk to your guy.
Yeah, write that down. No, that's brilliant. And another way too is, I thought locations would be a good way to do it. And, somebody.
I think that's the thing is it's just also partnering up with people who are already in the back pockets of some of these indie filmmakers. That's the thing. That's your ready audience then. So once you hit people who are ready, just about every production company talks to them already and stuff. If you're already in their back pocket, then that's the next thing. Is like it's an automatic download. Then for every time production talks to them.
Yeah.
Well, also adds a lot of value to a casting director, because if I have an actor fall out and I can immediately get somebody within 10 fucking minutes, I'm not going to have a lot of egg on my face. They're going to save my ass with something like this. So
that's what this is meant to be. And that's what I used to do, was save people's asses. And
stop it. Huh?
Yeah. No. I love doing it, but it's the way that they had to do it is so old and archaic. I keep saying that, but it's old.
Yeah.
Now.
This is new school, right?
Yeah, that's actually why I created that list, Jeff. Is we're gonna have let's get people to sign up. We'll have a separate session where you can do a better, like Blab is not really meant for doing screen capture or demoing screens, stuff like that. Yeah. So we'll set up something else to do that, and and meanwhile, we'll just basically plan on getting the word out to some of these folks, and
Hey, this was great. We had a lot of people log in.
Last minute. No, that's wonderful, guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about my creation here. And
okay, one last time, what's the place for them to download and get to?
So the app is called CallSheet. CallSheet. That's what it's called. There'll be a couple other things that might come up before. It's only on iOS right now, which is iPhones, Apple. In a week or so, it will be on Android, we promise. It takes 5 minutes. You make a free profile, and then you're in the database. You can search the entire database. You can chat with each other. If you're a producer, you can reach out to the people that you need. If you just want to chat with like-minded people in different places. I got this guy named Scott. He's a camera operator, locations expert in Anchorage, Alaska. And he loves the app, and he's been wonderful. He's been giving me feedback. He's just a nice guy. And imagine, what if you want to film up there, or if you have ideas and you can spit. It's just a wonderful way to connect the industry in a much faster, more efficient way. And it's a great way for people to get free exposure in small markets and even in Los Angeles. I mean, if you're doing a guerrilla shoot and you need somebody right away, it takes seconds to search for people. I think that when there's 5,000 to 10,000 users, that nobody's going to look back, and I think that it can become an industry standard. It's called CallSheet. The reason that it says CallSheet work, obviously, I want people to get work from this. I want people to get free exposure, to get work. People that would have gone unnoticed because they don't have a platform in smaller markets. Instead of people flying their people from London to film in small town USA, why not find local crew, local talent? And now they have a way to do that. And now they have a way to search. Now for the independent people, it's in the indie film, which I love, which I think the whole world is going to switch to that soon, I hope anyway. And I think that's where all the quality is. The independent filmmakers, independent people, even if you're doing commercials, whatever it is that you're doing independently, you want to find like-minded people. You don't have a big budget. You can ask people within seconds. They may say yes, they may say no, they may say, I can't do it, but my brother will. Here's his info. So it's a way to immediately connect with people based on their location, based on their skill. And that's it, man.
Awesome.
Also, Jeff, one thing that we always talk about here, one of John Chang's big thing is 1,000 true followers. And, 1,000 true followers means 1,000 people that would be willing to give you money at some point or work with you or do something. And it takes a long time to build trust, credibility, and rapport. And as an independent filmmaker, a lot of times you don't necessarily know the steps or the recipe of doing that. And this, I guarantee, this is a message to all them indie filmmakers out there. I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm making money at it. So I'm telling you, this is one of the steps. This is part of the recipe. You have to build your friendships. You have to build your relationships, and you can never start too soon. Okay, so here's a great way to really start doing this, start building these relationships. Any platform opportunity that you get to actually build and do this, you should be jumping on it. So, this is a person that's taking the time to create something for you. A lot of times people use Facebook and they're like, oh, this sucks, or oh, Twitter sucks. I'm like, dude, you know nothing about what it took to build that thing that you use every day. You don't know, like, people are not getting paid right now. Jeff's not out here being a rich guy with a bunch of money making this app with a team of 20 people that do everything Jeff says to do. He's just some dude with a lot of grit trying to get a bunch of shit done.
That's exactly right, man. That's exactly right.
As the entrepreneur, as the indie filmmaker, we get it and we understand that. So it's like, game recognize game, respect the hustle. If ever anyone's an indie filmmaker watching this thing, this is what it's about. We're doing the same thing. So this is a guy that wants you to further your career. This is a person that wants you to actually make money. The fucking thing is called .work. Yeah, get it to work.
Get it to work.
Get any more clear.
Get to work and get it to work. And connections and relationships. We talked about that. I can think of 2 or 3 people right now that I've met. One in particular, and I made this one connection, and now here I am. So just apply yourself to that, or think back to those people that you have met in your career, in your filmmaking, or whatever it is. I happened to meet somebody. We had a great relationship, and I worked for her and with her for 4 years, and it shaped my life. So if you can make a free profile in 5 minutes and have the potential to make one connection, even if it's one connection, wouldn't it be worth 5 minutes? Imagine now, instead, you're making 10, 15, 20 connections, and you want to film, and now it just opens things up for everybody. If you said to yourself, I want to film in Montana, but I don't know anybody. Imagine now if you could, once this app builds up and everybody finds out about it and realizes it's free and realizes that it works, now instead of scratching your head saying, how the hell am I going to get my crew to Montana? How the hell am I going to find people? You just look on CallSheet. And I want those people in Montana to get work that they wouldn't have got. Even if it's pro bono, even if it's because they love the project or they love what they're doing, it's free exposure, and it's connecting the world in a way that hasn't been done yet. So I really appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Jeff, for stopping by. We'll definitely do what we can to get the word out, and we look forward to kind of
Thanks, John.
Because I'm sure this will definitely not be like a one-time session with you. I think we need to
Did John get stuck?
Yeah, I think I lost him.
When I talked to him about setting this up, he was talking about how he definitely wants to do a proper promotion to get all the filmmakers that would want this to be in on the blab and hear about it.
Sure.
I just said, hey, we got you today. You know how hard it is to link up. Let's just knock it out and at least finish up this one session. So, anyways,
wonderful.
Thank you for joining us. This video will be uploaded to YouTube, and then you can feel free to take snippets out of the video, do what you will with it, make your own little promo pieces out of it. And this is what it's about. We're trying to help each other grow, because the independent film world is where it's at.
Yeah.
As a visionary looking forward, we have to build this, and it's really about putting America to work. This is supporting small business.
Absolutely. That's exactly correct, man. It's about supporting the little guy who is hungry, who wants to work, who wants to get out there, and who wants to make magic, That's it.
Definitely. All right. Thank you, man. We'll talk to you again. Have a good day.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Peace.
See you guys. Bye.